What's something people don't know about podcast disclaimers? They're the ultimate cover our butts move. All right, folks, let's get real. You know those disclaimers at the start of podcasts? The ones that say these opinions are our own and not our employers, friends, or anyone who might sue us. Yeah, those. Why do we need them? Because Stacey and Casey here, well, we might say something bonkers. And we don't want you blaming our bosses, our moms, or that guy who bagged our groceries last week. Nope, it's all on us, people. Think of it like this. We're just two dudes with microphones and way too much free time. And while we're at it, let's be clear. Our jokes, rants, and random thoughts, purely our own genius or nonsense. Depends on the day, so sit back, relax, and remember, if you're offended, it's definitely not because of our employers. It's all Stacey and Casey, baby. Covering our butts, one disclaimer at a time.
What's going on, baby?
What it is, Jive Turkeys?
I'm Stacey.
I'm Casey.
And this is the
Stacey and Casey Show with a special guest of Bluebell Ice Cream.
We're not endorsed,
What's
we're
up
not
with that?
sponsored. Don't sue.
I'm going to sponsor the shit out of this into my mouth. And it's delicious.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, and speaking of Bluebell, I'm sorry, babe, that I'm eating ice cream for dinner. I love you so much, and you're so beautiful. Oh, my God, you're so beautiful. Okay. I just had to get that out of the way. And speaking of which, we're actually going to, this month, being a new month of March, we're kicking off March Madness month with a diet strategy. And it is to eat more superfoods.
Was that going to start with the crown candy and we're BLTs, or what does it start with?
Chocolate. Chocolate is a superfood. So when I was picking my Bluebell, I was like, wait a second. I got to keep this part of the new diet plan.
Is that
So,
milk chocolate or dark chocolate that's supposed to be part of the superfood group?
They were vague with that. They just said chocolate. It was either this or Dutch. And I was like, I'm not
Toilet
Dutch. If anything, I'm milky. So I'll go with milk chocolate.
Hey, we'd appreciate you if you want to invite your friends. It'd be awesome.
Invite your friends.
Definitely we'll check you out on Discord there, Sam. We appreciate you. He said your content is genuinely enjoyable and entertaining. I'd love to invite my friends to join in next time. We'll definitely get
Only if
out.
they're fans of ice cream.
Hey, only if they're fans of ice cream. Yeah. We do the taste test, and I actually should have probably tried the milk chocolate. Last week I was a little under the weather. No excuse this week. I just didn't do it. But man, what has been fucking going on with this Indian summer? We got shit going on, fucking hot, cold spurts. What we got?
Man, hot,
What's
cold,
the chicken
slushy
farmer doing?
backyard? Chicken farming is doing great. I mean, they handled the code like cold. My mouth is so cold. I can't even talk right now.
The toilet is going to be beautiful for you.
What is?
The toilet.
The toilet?
That's what Paul is saying.
Oh, well,
Shame.
that's okay. My one vice is eating ice cream. One of my vices is eating ice cream. And I have the bad habit of like maybe just one more syndrome where it's like I'll have like a milkshake and it's so fucking good. So I'll put just the right amount of blueberries in it where it's like, I gotta have another one. And then, so much ice cream before.
You sounded like the whitest of white guys. I gotta have it.
Oh man, dude, I have to have it sometimes. And I had so much ice cream the other night where it's like I like put the rest of my mouth. I got up and I spit the rest of it in the sink. Like I just could not have that last gulp. Would have been like
Wow.
Yeah, and for me, that's saying a
I'll
lot.
put it over there.
But
This is a
she
man that
knows.
eats a whole fucking half gallon on his lunch break.
But she knows on those nights, that's usually when it's like, ooh, 2:00 in the morning, 2:30.
Time to hit the bathroom, baby.
Yeah, and right now our propane tank is still empty because we're not refilling that
Ride
motherfucker.
it
We're
out.
gonna
You said
we're
it.
gonna ride out winter without heat. We don't have a heater going all night in the bathroom, so soon as you sit on that cold toilet, woo-wee, I'm telling you, it's hard to go back to sleep. My ass is so cold, and it's not like I can sit there and hover right before it. I'm not working out right now. It takes a lot of workout strength.
Core strength, leg
Yeah.
strength, yeah.
But anyways,
Sounds like
That's-
one of those things that you definitely,
probably too much information.
yeah.
I'm looking at the scrolling bar on our feed right now, and it kind of clashes with the green of this shirt. We really didn't think this one through. But anyways, how was
Clashes with the color on this shit.
how was
Oh,
your last couple week and a half?
I mean, it was hard work pays off, baby. That's what I gotta say.
Hey,
Hard work
and
pays
I
off.
will
Like,
say congratulations. Very successful in work aspect of things. We're not going to go into detail, but Stacy, I give you props. You worked your ass off, and you deserve every penny you get.
I appreciate it. I've heard this several times today, and it's almost like I want to say I really didn't work my ass off when there were other people that worked their ass off. Like,
And you know what?
I feel like I've just been really trying to focus on doing what I'm doing in the moment, right? So like if I'm at work, when I'm on whatever I'm doing, I'm focused on what I'm doing. There's no put the phone down.
In the now.
Exactly. I'm living everything in the now. So as you like to say, you're pushing the envelope.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really paying attention to every moment because I really don't feel like next year we're going to be living the same. I just feel like there's so much shit going on, whether we be living in a moment where we're more prosperous than where we are now. And we're looking at it back and saying, man, we bitched about money for no reason. Or we're a year from now and we're like, man, I didn't think it could get worse. You know what I'm saying? It fucking got worse. Who knows where we're going to be.
Mm-hmm.
But right now I'm just taking it in because when shit was great, I did. Right. And now we're looking back like, man, I wish we would have really enjoyed those moments. Now, fuck it. I'm enjoying those moments. All right. You want to bitch all day? Cool. I'm going to enjoy the moment.
Enjoy the moment. And that's
At least I have the ability to hear you. Like,
that's
I've
one of
really
the things I've
trying
been
to think
preaching.
about.
Listen to Alan Watts as I keep saying, live in the now. For people that always look forward to like a vacation or look forward to the weekend, you look forward for so much that when you get there, you can't slow yourself down to appreciate it. But if you enjoy every moment, you're going to catch those hidden little Easter egg moments where it's like, oh shit, I got that inside
You
joke
would've
of
missed
life.
Yeah.
You know,
I think about it with my son, just the little jokes you miss when you look away too quick. Like he said what he said and you looked away and you didn't catch the extra little smart ass comment he had to say. You know what I mean? Like, and it's a lot of them are funny. He's not like a little jackass. He's funny. I've concluded that my 6-year-old might be the most logical motherfucker I've ever met. Like real shit.
Yeah.
Like he understands
he
that
had his card on me.
sometimes he gets that. Well, he doesn't understand metaphors. Let's put it that way, right? So, is the sky blue? He'll go to the back door and look up to confirm if the answer is yes or no.
Yeah, more literal.
Yeah, and I love it because when it comes down to a conversation and you ask for the understanding from a 6-year-old's point of view, and it's so logical, it makes you realize how much you overthink everything. And unfortunately, I'm never going to be that sweet and innocent as he is, but hopefully when he gets older, he starts questioning shit the way we question it because shit ain't lining up.
Thinking outside the box, asking those different questions.
Yeah.
You
like,
tell them what to focus on all the time. You tell them what's important. They're going to just focus on that and then not notice these other things that,
well, the reason
that
I
we don't
say that
notice.
is I think about all the shit that slips under our noses, right? And like the shit that gets hidden in plain sight when we
That was
talk
Scarface.
conspiracy theories and Illuminati and shit,
Mhm.
right? And I think one of the things you've been bringing to my attention lately is Tom Hanks. And I know that this has been a big thing before. And the thing that goes unsaid and paying attention to every little detail, this is one of those videos that really made me think that way. So I'm going to play it for you guys really quick. Then we're going to let Casey get into this because this is his thing. He knows what it is, but
I have
check
to
this
ask
shit out.
about one recent habit of yours, though. You're posting photos on social media of lost clothing you find around on the street, right? Gloves or
Yes, I do.
socks.
I find that
What's
to be
with
the
that?
absolute best use of worldwide social media. You know? 20 million followers later on, they're still hanging on whatever new kid's mitten is going to be found somewhere.
Have you reunited anyone with their lost left mitten?
If somebody sees it, and like there was one kind of like lime green ski glove that I saw in Central Park, and if someone had lost it that day, I hope they went back and found it. I did find a student ID from a student at Fordham University, and I was able to get that back to her. I don't do it to reunite that. It's really kind of like a visual haiku of separation, loss, maybe freedom, maybe loneliness in the big city.
Just walking around and there's a lonely glove.
Or a lost
For a
hat,
lonely guy.
or a lost glove looking for its mate. Isn't that just the way of the world? Aren't we all just lost gloves, looking for if we're a left hand, aren't we looking for our right hand?
Pay real close attention to these photos are haikus. It's poetry. It's hidden in plain sight, as they like to say. And I think about this because so much shit gets hidden under our noses. And Casey brought to my attention that I'm gonna let you lead the way. I'm gonna let you just go ahead.
Oh, well, actually, I got some clickbait a few days ago, and it was a picture, and apparently this picture resurfaced after it first appeared, I think, during quarantine. And where's it at? Hold on. So I want to get this right because I've been working on this. It was clickbait. It says Hanks arrested on 135 counts of child pornography possession. Okay, so child.
Now think about this because there's a bunch of accusations he's been arrested. People aren't coming out and they're talking about it. And this was on the BBC website.
That was on BBC website allegedly that came out.
That was on Frontline, and then it was took.
That was Frontline apparently, and it said this was taken down a couple seconds later. Now, I did some research and it said that actually is a cover. That was proven to be false. It was a manipulated picture, but it got me looking because all these things started popping up in my searches. And Tom Hanks, I met him in person. Okay, he's one of the few celebrities that I had the privilege of meeting. I was a child. I don't remember much of it.
I wonder why.
I really was it Bill Cosby?
Wonder why you don't remember much.
No, it was he was nice. It was during the movie Joe versus the Volcano. If you watch that movie, you watch the credits under Dolly Grip, it'll read Danny Falkengren. That's my dad. So we were in the catered room, my sister and I, and we chatted with Tom Hanks while he was making a sandwich. So that's my Tom Hanks story. But anyways, doing research into him, turns out he was called out by an actor for being a PDF file, and that's just using code words. So that way, and going down that rabbit hole, it got me looking up the stories of him finding gloves and posting pictures on Instagram. And it's such a bizarre fucking thing to do if you think about it.
Especially when he's involved with missing people.
He's a multimillionaire and icon. He's the star of every hit fucking movie throughout my whole lifetime.
Castaway was the first one that came to mind.
One of my favorite movies of all time is Big. Oh my God, the Zoltar machine and all that shit. It's just a classic. Forrest Gump. I watched that in movie theaters. I cried multiple times watching that movie. It's like, he's a great fucking actor.
One of the best of our time.
One of the best of our time. So when I start reading this stuff, immediately I want to hope it's not true. But then you start seeing the things with the gloves, and that's just really weird because it's almost like, what are you hiding in plain sight? And then there's all these accusations of PDF file stuff. And you think, okay, children's gloves and stuff. All right. And then this actor, Isaac Cappy, who died. Just play this next video.
Isaac Cappy was an actor and writer in Hollywood and decided to expose all the sick things going on. And one person in particular he was exposing was Tom Hanks.
I'm not going to talk about Tom Hanks either, who is also a pedophile. Tom Hanks, folks, is a pedophile. I'm sorry if this is the kind of bursting your bubble. All this information is new.
Now, Isaac Cappy allegedly forced himself off a bridge and was hit by a car on Route 66 and was found dead. Which is ironic because while he was exposing people, he would always say that he's not suicidal and that he's in good health.
I'm not suicidal.
39 days before Isaac died, Tom Hanks posted this. It says, historic Route 66 roadkill. And it sounds sickening to say, but Isaac was technically roadkill on Route 66. And the day Isaac died, Tom Hanks posted a red handkerchief. And if you don't know the significance of a red handkerchief, pause and read this real quick. Here's the police report. The man who killed him was named Forrest. And Tom Hanks' most famous movie was Forrest Gump with the iconic scene on Route 66. Like, what? To make it more sus, this man literally moved to Greece right after. There's so much more information. I posted a 5-minute long video on my YouTube, and I'm gonna make a part 2.
Okay. That's
First,
a lot
let's
of
dive
information. Okay, that's a lot of information. And before it loses my focus, Greece, okay? Tom Hanks.
Man, we're not talking about Grease Lightning.
No, we're talking about Greece, the country.
Escape.
Yes, and he actually donated so much money after a crisis to Greece that he obtained partial citizenship. So he has citizenship in Greece. And Greece just so happens to be
That's
the
where he was at
only
during
place,
COVID.
the only place where being a PDF file is considered a disability.
Think about that shit. They call it a disability.
A disability, and apparently,
Not a sick, nasty motherfucker, but a disability.
yeah, if you have the disability of having that horrible disability of having to touch young children, you actually get paid more by their system there than organ donors do for being on disability, is something I read. And that was a posting in 2012, and I don't believe anything has changed since then. It's been like an ongoing thing. So I actually read posts that say Hanks obtained citizenship in Greece. Has nothing to do with pedophilia. It's like, then why are you
telling it?
Like, dude, not to sound racist, but I think black people are okay. You know what I'm saying? Dude. Anyways, so those are two big things, and there's also another thing that was a huge thing, and actually Amy at work brought this up, and then
Happy belated birthday, Amy! Shout you out.
Oh yeah, we're supposed to have the show the day of your birthday,
And we were saying happy birthday, and we forgot, so we didn't have to forget. We just didn't have the show. So happy birthday, Amy!
All right, Sarah Ruth Ashcraft is her name. Okay, and this is the picture that she posted on Instagram or whatever. And it says, "This is me at 13, the age when I was, when Tom Hanks purchased me from my father for sex as a dissociated mind control doll. I wonder how much he paid. I wonder how much money my father made for breaking my mind and selling my child body throughout my life. Will I ever get to know?" Now she posted
insane.
that, and
Think
never.
about the Kendrick Lamar thing and Drake and the defamation charges whenever he called him a PDF file.
Yeah, what's the first thing that
Think
happens?
about anytime somebody gets called that, what's the first thing that comes out? A defamation case. Was there a defamation case?
Nope, it says right here, she's a woman who publicly and repeatedly accused Tom Hanks of raping her since she was 13 years old. Graping. I'm so sorry. I need to construct my reading. I apologize if I triggered anybody. But yeah, these are reading off of my device. Since she was 13, she has zero financial motive to make such a claim. She was not asking for a single cent from his millions. And he, Tom Hanks, has never sued her for defamation. Why? Is she lying? Why is Tom Hanks above suspicion? A man who's besties with David Geffen, the Hollywood mogul, whose name was prominent on the Open Secret documentary, which was about PDF files in Hollywood, and he bankrolled a PDF file den. Anyway,
Sounds like
there's
he
a
was the
lot of
original Jeffrey
accusations.
Epstein. First off, shout out Jared. The bosses are back. Happy St. Patty's month. Happy 314 month. Hey, 314 day is Friday, next Friday. What are we doing? We got to eat St. Louis shit.
Oh,
I
is
got to
that what it
introduce
is? St. Louis Day or
Yeah, I
something?
got to introduce you to the St. Louis life, Mr. Cali Bound. So we're going to get on. We're going to maybe we'll do a Friday show and we'll have a bunch of different St. Louis style foods here and we'll do food
Yeah.
reviews.
Ooh, I already know what my favorite is that I can think of off the
What?
top of my head. Oh, dude, it's only in St. Louis. It's actually written. I read about it in a book. That's how well known it is. And it mentioned High Ridge where it started. Small little town. It's called a slinger, bro. A
What the
slinger.
fuck is a slinger?
What? You don't know what a slinger is?
Fuck no.
Man, oh, it is a Jefferson County thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what that is. St.
Okay.
Louis would be like Emos or Chinaman, House of Chin. Shout them out. Best
Yeah.
Chinese food I know.
This does sound actually.
That's soda.
It sounds more like a white thing, actually.
It does 100%. I didn't want to say it. I'm glad you took it. Red Hot Riplets. St.
yeah.
Louis shit.
Red Hot
What the
Riplets.
fuck is a
Toasted,
slinger?
toasted
Hey,
ravioli.
Jared said I've never heard of a slinger. Tell us, what is it?
Dude, it's like corned beef and potatoes, like hash browns, and it's covered with like chili, and you put hot sauce on it, and eggs.
At what point did you realize this was white people shit?
When I remember I had it every morning, I was hungover. I've been drinking like Natty Light.
Oh, that's hella funny because I'm like, you just started going down the list. I'm like, yeah, we're losing it. We're
It's
losing it
pretty much
quickly.
all your favorite breakfast foods, but you make
If
it
you're Irish,
you shape it into a volcano, and then you put like ketchup lava all around it,
That sounds fucking
and
atrocious.
then you put a bunch of jalapenos if you're me, and anything else to kill whatever's inside of you.
Whatever's left.
Yeah, and as you're eating, you're saying, "I hate my life."
That sounds like one of those Jefferson County meals. Like,
If I ever fall into some
Oh,
money,
shit.
the first thing I'm doing is supporting a divorce. Oh Jesus!
Oh,
and I
man.
did twice.
it's all-
You know why
No, I will
divorces cost so
say-
much? You know why they cost so much?
Why?
They're worth it. Okay, that was a joke.
That's a good one. No, I like it. No, I just St. Louis style. We're gonna do some shit. Maybe we'll live stream from. We could do a Crown Candy maybe next Friday.
Crown Candy next Friday. Let me pull up my calendar.
It's like, how St. Louis are you? So St. Louis that we're at the original candy company in St. Louis.
Yeah, dude, that makes the best sense whatsoever.
Yeah. We'll have to figure it out. We'll make it happen. If not, we'll figure it out the next day. But
You're smarter than you look sometimes.
I
Next
know.
Friday. Next
it's
Friday.
the color, ain't it?
Not the. Hey, bro, you're the color of the day.
That's so fucked up.
You're a superfood.
Oh, hey, that's what I've been
Hey,
told.
That's a
you know?
compliment right
Yeah,
there.
I was gonna say I've been told that.
So you
tastes
mean
good.
next? You mean the 14th? That's the holiday.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Actually, I'm on vacation that day. That's so perfect.
I'll make it happen.
I'll take a break for my chores because
I'll just take off work.
Paula, is that cool?
I'm not gonna take off work. I'm joking. Just for any coworkers that are watching. If I'm not there,
Oh man, we're gonna eat so much St. Louis stuff that day.
hey, and that we can make all types of clips, so that'll work. Now, we got off topic, but we were talking to Tom Hanks shit because we just think about how the Epstein list update was straight bullshit. Okay, they
Yeah.
gave us the same shit they gave us. We know that you're on the list, man. We know. Bring them out. Put them out. I want to know. Give us the shit you think we can't handle. We can handle the truth. Okay? Maybe not about aliens, but we can handle the truth about the PDF files in our Congress, in our Hollywood, on our televisions. Can you handle it?
Do you know why I heard? You know
You
what?
can't handle it,
I-
ladies and gentlemen.
I think I can handle it because I'm not in the market. And here's what I mean. Here's what I was told it was all about. The Epstein files. It's not Tinseltown. It's not the Hollywood stars. We know who's on those lists as far as Hollywood. Politicians, yeah, we know a lot of those too. The underground sex trafficking with children, that is embedded into our Wall Street stock market. This was on an episode.
Wayfair. Remember when you could buy your
Wayfair.
cabinets for $13,000 to $20,000?
Yeah, that's legit. But
Walmart had it.
yeah,
You
so
could go in and buy a cabinet.
so by exposing the names and exposing the people that the customers, because we got Epstein, yeah, he's a bad guy. He's the seller. The customers,
Who
though,
ships and receives them people?
they're apparently names that are so tied in with stock market and Wall Street stuff.
Is that
That-
Warren Buffett? We're
that-
thinking?
And that's a trillions a
When you
year.
fuck with the market, it's
You
gonna
know.
be crazy. You think they're making that much money off kids? Trillions?
Trillion year market. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's what I was told. This was listening to a Benny Johnson with one of his guests who's a child traffic expert because
I just found out that if you have your kids at home,
Benny
right,
Johnson's the man.
there's a lot of these rich people that'll bring people in their home, get them pregnant, and keep them there, and they're undocumented kids, never even known they were birthed. How many people do you think are in
Wow.
America right now that have been birthed in America that aren't accounted for on these rich
How
people's
hard do you-
properties?
How hard do you think it would be to do that?
Not hard. You get a bitch pregnant. You study nothing but natural delivery.
Don't worry about putting it elegantly.
No, I'm
Just
saying
tell
you
us.
study natural delivery, and you wouldn't have to leave. I mean, people have given birth in bathtubs and fucking fast food restaurants. Like, you can give birth anywhere, right? It's how do you keep the doctor from being? You make them be quiet. How, like, you know what I mean? But when you think about these inner circles, it's such an intricate web of people that, I mean, who knows who's involved? I mean, fuck, you got doctors who think about Michael Jackson. Let's put it this way: was getting dosed with illegal drugs from a doctor that made it legal every night to sleep, right? So, what can a rich person attain, and what can they get their hands on that we can't? That right there tells you they can get legal prescription drugs from a doctor and have them induced to them every day at their home. You don't think that somebody could have a on-staff maiden to deliver kids?
Hey, people with money and power, it really comes down to the goodness of the person, because their will.
You think they're ever going to approach a person that doesn't display the signs? Like, you know, think about it like this. When you pull up to when you were younger, right? 15, 16, and you wanted to score a bag of weed, right? You knew where to look or who to look for. You pull up to the market. You knew what to look for,
I
right?
didn't smoke weed till I was 18.
Well, me too, actually. I can say that the same thing. But as far as you knew who to go to, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to pull up to the guy in a business attire and a cop car. You're going to pull up to the guy that might have loud music playing, has a weed tattoo, and maybe a weed shirt on.
I went to
Right.
David Garcia.
I don't know who that is. But way to name drop. Wow.
He gave it to me in
Whoa.
the middle of the quad. He was like, shake my hand, shake my hand. I was like, can we go to the bathroom or something? Why does he got to be in front of everybody with a secret handshake, you fucker?
Man, to me, it's the same way when you're in that group. You know who to ask. You know who said some weird shit. You just know. You're introduced to these people. They've been around it. I feel like a lot of these people grew up in that world at this point that it's almost second nature to them, or they've been so adapted to it that it's not weird to them to talk about it. And they have a whole hidden culture. Like, they talk about pizza parties and shit, making jokes about it on television. Like,
Hidden in plain sight. All those little things with Hanks and the gloves, and he even had one with the pacifier. And it's like,
I feel
That's
like those
creepy.
were all victims of his. And
Or-
he put it down to show where he took the
or a
victim.
timestamp that,
This is where they
a
came
memory
from.
or something. I don't know.
This is where they kidnapped them. This is where they got them. This is where the ritual took place. And I say that because I think about Gene Hackman with the ritual, right? And everybody on these conspiracies, first thing I thought was carbon monoxide poisoning, which we talked about. But if it is a conspiracy, right? How fucked up is it that you even took the dog?
Yeah.
Like, you took the dog out, man. Like, the dog couldn't make it, bro.
I was,
If
talking,
it was.
I was talking to my dad on the phone, and I was like, yeah, it's crazy with Gene Hackman, right? He's like, yeah, kind of ironic that they were supposed to get the Epstein list, huh? Think he's part of the list? I was like, yeah, but what did the dog do? He's like, maybe the dog's behind it all. He's like, wait a second.
Or what if it was a robotic dog that was controlled by the government in this hidden movie fortress? And they're to infiltrate, catch the behind-the-scenes Hollywood actor in love with his 63-year-old wife, take them down, get the tapes out of his brain, sink his eyes, and take it, and leave the dog like it's a real animal, but it was all a robot.
It was a robot inside of a cage, inside of a closet. Maybe it was a robotic sex slave dog.
I mean, that is crazy.
Oh my God, you heard it
The
first on
fact
our
that
show.
you took it there, holy shit.
If you and I brainstormed about anything
Hey.
for like longer than 30 seconds, we can figure
If
out.
you
the answer.
ever see a sex toy in the shape of a chicken,
That's not me, baby. Funny story though. You know Tony at work?
yes,
No, not that one.
I'm listening.
There's a different Tony at work, not that one. And we're talking today about chickens. He said, "Oh, true story. I know this guy, him and his brother, total rednecks. You know, a couple teeth in the mouth type rednecks." And they were talking about fucking chickens. And And I was like, okay, this dude's not being serious. He's making this shit up.
This ain't
And then he
Tony
went into detail and he said, no, they said they put up a fight at first, but then they just let you. I'm like, whoa,
You're serious.
ew,
This ain't Tony C.
ew. Big.
Okay. That explains a lot. Fat fuck.
Yeah. No,
Whoa.
Isn't that the pot called
Hey, Nick.
the
Hey, yeah.
kettle fat?
I'm fat, but I ain't that. Rhode Island Red. Hey, Nick, it's funny because I swear I
Rhode
had a
Island
movie
Red.
clip playing in my head when he was telling me this, and I'm like, certain things just aren't meant to be discussed. I don't want to hear shit about it. And that's one at work that I might end up in HR over. So keep your chicken fucking fingers away from me. I will report it. Well, I'm officially uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I only thought this because you said robotic sex dog. So I was like, if we ever get a sex chicken,
Robotic.
I was being a smart ass with all the stupid conspiracies out there. Why can't people literally, what happened? I was just talking about people dying of carbon monoxide. You don't hear about it much anymore. It does happen. These old people in a house, they don't change out their equipment. They're not there all the time. They vacation. They forgot. Next thing you know, carbon monoxide is a silent killer. So I think what we should learn from this is everybody needs to go out here and check your CO2 sensors. Make sure they're working. Make sure they're functional. This is the time of year that it does happen. Your heaters are running. You don't know it's there. Next thing everybody's dead, and the dog included.
Or stop producing CO2.
That means you cut up and not across, just for the record. But as far as
you don't need heat.
You don't need heat. I mean, says the man with the propane tanks gone. Like,
yeah, this is crap work right here. I'm getting my body.
Hey, he's trying to get back to where he used to be, y'all. He's trying to get back there so then I can call him fat. I can't wait. See, he's getting a little chubbier in his cheeks, y'all. Look at it. Getting chubbier in them cheeks. You looked at the camera.
I think my face like this.
You self-centered bastard. You went.
I don't care. I have not been
you.
running because I still work out my yard every fucking day.
Shit, walking across your yard to go deal with the chickens and all the other shit is a workout in its own. But we were talking about a lot of shit here lately, and I think that what really ain't being talked about enough is Trump and Zelensky, man. Zelensky came in and I think he talked to Trump like a straight up bitch. Like I think that he kind of bullied him. He made Trump look like a little boy. Who did? And if you don't know,
he killed our people and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine? That you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems, even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's exactly what you're doing.
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
You will feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards.
I'm not playing cards.
Right now, you don't.
You're
playing cards.
Mr. President.
You're playing cards.
Serious.
You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III.
like a man that gives much.
That's more important.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot more than that. We need bombs over Baghdad in this motherfucker. Like, I just think about that, and I say he was bullying Trump because he said you have a beautiful beach.
And I was focusing on that part because you brought it up earlier.
Yeah. It sounds like a hidden threat.
But it almost sounded like, okay, this is conspiracy theory jumping out. It sounded like he was ready to reveal something because we have such beautiful beaches. Like he knows something's going to change about that, or something going to change about.
Like for now,
Trump cut him off. Like you don't have the right to, you don't have the right to disclose this top secret information that only us top level people know. Maybe there's something's going to happen to the beaches. Maybe the sea level is going to raise and it's going to wash up at, so many miles in.
I thought World War II and storming the beaches of Normandy.
That's exactly, yeah.
That is the first thing I thought. When you think of beaches and you think of wartime, you think of storming the beaches. And if you think about it, if some fucking warships rolled up in Florida right now, Mr. Billy Badass, who thinks he's great with an AR, is going to get his head knocked the fuck off by a 308 round or a 50 cal coming out of a fucking barrel that they didn't expect coming. Like, that sounded like a subliminal threat to the core. And it's the way Trump reacted, because he didn't speak that whole time. It appeared to me that he heard the same shit I heard and was like, who the fuck are you talking to? But I say that.
And it's far-fetched for him to make it as a valid threat, though, for him
to
say
no, but
if
you think about it, right? If he were to secede to Russia and say, fuck it, take it, and they get all the resources that we're fighting so desperately right now to get, and then all of a sudden Russia and China to say, fuck it, let's go to war. We got the resources now. They could storm the beaches. It's not hard to invade. Like, if you really pull up, think about the average Joe worker working a port. Just working a port. Hear me out. Working a port, and a barge pulls up full of shipping containers, right? Mm-hmm. The first shipping container opens, and it's just fucking soldiers. That average Joe worker working the port that has a family at home, what the fuck you think he's doing? If they don't already shoot his ass, you think he's going to stop them? Or you think he's going to be like, oh, fuck. You know what I'm saying? Most people are going to say, oh, fuck, and back up if they're not already dead. There's ways that we have things in place to stop shit. But if they really wanted to go for it, it sounded like a subliminal threat. And I do appreciate Trump's response.
But that's what my point is. It's not a threat from Zelensky. Zelensky doesn't have the manpower to do it. Yeah, if you said Russia and China, they collaborate after they take out Zelensky. But then that still proves, that's what I'm saying. How can it be a threat from Zelensky? He's not threatening.
The way he talks, we don't know what that motherfucker's got.
He's begging for help. He finally just got help. He saw breaking news. They got help.
He did. Yeah, they did just get 2.2 billion euros.
Yeah, so he has enough money to stay afloat. That's all he's doing is staying afloat.
Well,
nobody's going to give him.
Trump had a great response, and this is what Trump.
What do you need to see from President Zelensky to restart these negotiations?
Well, I just think he should be more appreciative, because this country has stuck with them through thick and thin. We've given them much more than Europe, and Europe should have given more than us, because, as you know, that's right there. That's the border. Gave $300 billion and $350 billion more accurately.
Mr. President, is the Ukraine minerals deal now dead, or can it be revived? What's your...
Well, I'll let you know. We're making a speech. You probably heard about it tomorrow night, so I'll let you know tomorrow night. But no, I don't think so. President Zelensky supposedly made a statement today in AP. I'm not a big fan of AP, so maybe it was an incorrect statement, but he said he thinks the war's going to go on for a long time. And he better not be right about that. That's all I'm saying. I gave him sanctions and javelins. That's what I gave him. Thank you very much.
From Andrew Cuomo running for New York City mayor.
Will people who don't respond to the emails be fired?
I think the last part's kind of hilarious. They always want to take the extra dig, but I think he's right. Like, I was telling Casey a story about a friend of mine I had that had interaction with a person, and he should have just kept his mouth shut and none of the shit would have happened. And I'm really starting to look at Zelensky like, you think you have that big brother behind you or the big tough guy friend behind you so you can talk shit. If Trump takes the gloves off, what do you think? 2 days, 3 days before they level that fucking country with bombs? Russia's right there. This isn't like Russia shooting a bomb at us. This is like us shooting a bomb at Mexico. Like, really think about what war, like, this is potential World War III. He's not lying. If Europe gets behind him and starts backing him, there's a lot of things here that Russia can take it offensive. And at this point, I'm going to be honest, call me a communist. I'm starting to wonder why we don't team up with Russia and China and just rule the fucking world. At this point, fuck it. We can take it all.
Yeah, it sounds like a bad guy thing to do.
Yeah, you know what?
We don't agree with everything Putin's
doing. No, we don't. I don't agree with
I don't even know everything Putin's doing.
I mean, I agree with the price of cars in China.
I don't have to know.
I agree with the way they're treating people in China.
I don't even know how they're treating
They're
people
saying it's so bad, but these China motherfuckers don't want to come to America. Like, their fucking technology, the way their products are made.
They seem to have a lot of their shit together.
They seem to. Ukraine's election was supposed to be held this past May. The war kept it from happening. Z needs to stay in power or he's done. Plus, he loves the fame, in my opinion. I think he does really like the attention and the fame. Trump made it pretty clear on one of his statements that I really don't think this dude's going to live. I think they're going to knock his brains out. They took out Muammar Gaddafi for going against schedule. When you don't go with the program, they greenlight you. And when you get greenlit, we see how Hillary Clinton gets down. You don't think they can get to Zelensky? I mean, they haven't yet, but that's because we've been protecting them.
Yeah, I mean, but why are we protecting? It's like a war that's been going on for what, 700 years or something stupid. It's like, who cares at this point?
Well, I mean, it's the same thing you could say that about Israel and Palestine.
Okay, I agree 100% with that one too. Stop it.
I think with us taking over Gaza, have you heard about that? Trump saying we're going to take over Gaza and make it a vacation area.
That sounds like something you would say.
Dude, that's like, to me, the most bully shit in the world is, all right, since y'all can't get over it, we're going to take control of it. We're going to make it a resort area. It'll be a U.S. territory. That way you guys can't bomb it. And if you bomb it, you're bombing America, so we have to get involved. But I also really think it's just for that port right there. They got a really nice shipping lane that if they open up that port, it'd be like the Panama Canal all over again, and it would be a monument for Trump and what he's done for international trade.
Well, he's done something for the country recently, and that's making English the official language. I'm surprised it took us this long.
The official language of what?
United States of America.
You mean to tell me it ain't been the official language?
I actually remember learning that a long time ago, thinking there's no fucking way. And they said that's the reason why you go to a lot of car dealerships in California, and like everything has to be written in Spanish and in English, and they have to do that in certain places by regulation because we don't have an official language. Now we do. It's English.
I would have thought that just blew my mind. I would have thought we were fucking.
I learned that. I think I learned that in Spanish class in high school. Spanish 1.
Took 2 years of that. No sé hablar español.
Hey, I took Spanish 1 and then Spanish 2 at the very beginning. Mr. Young, he's like, Casey, you might want to take another elective. And I was like, why? He's like, I don't see you passing this class.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I was like, that's your fault, Mr. Young.
Coach Cochran was the reason I had to do homework, bitch ass nigga. I hated Spanish.
Coach Cochran sounds like an
he was the wrestling coach, and he was.
Sounds like a big dick.
Gaza looks like a meteor shower hit it nowadays. It's just not a sustainable place to live right now. Nick, that's what happens when you bomb the fuck out of a city, okay? We're going to look like that if we keep playing
look
around.
at California.
Yeah, real shit. Look at California. Look at the ghettos around America.
Speaking of California, Gavin Newsom. Okay, there's so much going on. People are fucking calling him out for not giving a shit about California and letting it burn and not doing his fucking job. And what does he do out of nowhere?
Start a podcast.
He starts a fucking podcast.
The Stacey and Casey Show by Gavin Newsom.
Loser, man.
Is he a loser or is he a winner?
Well, Rogan trashed him. So
looks like a future president to me.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Actually, J.D. Vance does look like a future president. But
hey, speaking of
so
creepy,
is Newsom.
we were talking about that PDF file stuff earlier and like kid trafficking.
Yeah.
I grew up watching all the old school Disney movies, and if anybody has seen the original Pinocchio, I remember it.
Come with me, little boy.
But apparently, it was trending with all like
Treasure Island.
newer kids that really don't know the movie. They just know how the creepiness of it because it
Treasure
was
Island.
trending. Yeah, it's Pleasure Island. It's
Oh,
called.
they changed it in the new one to Treasure Island, but yeah. The
Oh,
original was
it's called
Pleasure
Treasure. And okay, yeah, there's a scene where the fox is talking about how he's using Pinocchio to put on a show, and he's getting paid by all these people that watch, and he's telling them that he's going to help them
Hope the little boys get
help the
famous.
little boy get famous and blah blah blah. And
Just come with them.
yeah,
To
and
Pleasure Island.
and then this fat guy is like,
Boarding
he's
them
like,
all
you want to
onto a
make some
boat.
real cash? He's like, we steal little boys, the bad ones, and we take them to Pleasure Island. And the fox is like, not Pleasure Island. What if they? And he goes, no, no, no. They don't come back as little boys. And it is the creepiest thing. And in the cartoon, they all come back as donkeys. They all come back as asses. Now, if you look up the reason on Disney's site, and like you're reading, they play it as the boys go to Pleasure Island and they're forced to becoming men by being forced to smoke cigars and gamble and do adult stuff. That is not the
Sounds
message.
like Epstein Island to me.
It is not the best when you look back and you watch it. Hindsight 2020 with what's been going on since the beginning of time.
Disney, man, the mark of the beast.
Oh yeah, yeah, 100%, man. Just that's why when you look at a Disney childhood star and they got just that emptiness in their eyes and the muscles are just controlling them to smile, that's a soulless, heartless human being.
If
And
you
I
could
feel
go
sorry
back
for
and
him.
get rid of one cartoon, what would you get rid of?
Get rid of one cartoon. Which one would I get rid of? Holy shit, one cartoon. Which one would I get rid of? Is that a trick question? I can't think of a good answer.
Family Guy for me.
Family Guy?
I love Family Guy.
It's so addictive.
It is also the downfall of cartoons. That's when you started seeing raunchiness and more open raunchiness in Disney movies. You started seeing them pushing sexual agendas more with like Quagmire. You've seen all types of shit a kid shouldn't be doing with Stewie acting like a little girl, transgender shit.
It's also directed
It's-
towards people that grew up in the 90s.
Well, I'm going to say this. I love Family Guy.
Yeah.
But if you go back and you look at that transition, when Family Guy, King of the Hill started taking off, I loved Family Guy. But now you look at like the movie Strays, animated cartoon, way too provocative for fucking kids. Like there's just certain movies now that like they animated them.
Strays
They're
is
marketed
bad.
to kids.
It's just horrible.
But it's marketed to children. And it has horrible plots, horrible scenes, extreme provocativeness. It's just ridiculous to me. But I love Family Guy, so I wouldn't want to get rid of it. But
And-
that's the one I feel like change happened.
And though it did make me laugh a lot, I think laughing is healthy. There are things you can do to better your life on a regular basis. And
Smoking crack. No, I'm fucking with you. Take that back. I'm joking.
I've only smoked crack once.
Never done it, never will. And I highly recommend children don't do drugs.
I can't feel my jaw.
Whoa.
No, whoa. Hey, and if you want to better your life, okay, Stacy, I got something for you. And I didn't prep Stacy on this. I think I read you the first thing at work. I was like, I read like 4 of them. And these are 10 things you can do to better your
Yeah, I
life.
feel like they were pretty common sense. Go ahead. Let's find them.
I only listed 2 of them to you. And I was like, you know what? Fuck you. I want to read them on the show, you negative prick, and see what you have to say about it. All right. So,
Stacy's thoughts.
and I came across this as clickbait, and I was thinking, okay, what cocksuckers?
Man, you fall for that a lot, huh?
No, no, the Tom Hanks thing got my attention because I was like, oh my God.
I
Whatever.
sent you the clickbait on the top things.
That was you?
Yes.
I'm getting old. I'm losing my memory.
All right, what you got?
So this is called 10 things. Oh, I already went over that. Okay.
10 things to improve your life.
Number 1, create new good habits, kill bad habits. You said common sense. As soon as I said, okay. And then
I did say that.
Yeah.
That's hella funny.
You didn't even give me a chance to do what I would have said after that. Changing your environment is the easiest and most powerful way to change your behavior. Altering things in your home and the office, carefully picking people you spend time with. Your time is valuable to advertisers, to your friends, to your parents, to yourself.
I say
Choose
even
who you
further.
spend your time with.
Common sense.
Okay. Anyway,
That's hella
number
funny.
2, review your goals. And you said
Gotta have
goals to review them. I'm like, oh my god, motherfucker.
That was me saying set goals and steadily review. I was just enhancing that one.
Here's everything you know about setting goals. Do this can improve your life. Goal setting is one of the 4 techniques the military used to increase Navy SEALs passing rates. So if it's good for the Navy SEALs for passing rates, it's good for you. Review your goals. Okay. 3, network. I think you'd agree with that. That's very important. Networking.
It's not what you know, it's who you know.
It's who you know. And you know what? Networking, finding a house, finding a car, people that can work on stuff, getting a burn barrel so you can make a charcoal maker.
It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Exactly. Get your name out there. Figure shit out. You know, people trade has been since the beginning of the time. More people you know, the more you can trade, whether it's
Hi,
thoughts,
I'm
ideas.
Stacey.
I'm Casey.
Nice to meet
Do
you.
you want to start a podcast?
Let's do it.
All right. Let's call it Stacey and Casey Show.
Networking.
Number 4, do something exciting with your partner.
Fuck her on the balcony.
That's a good idea. I'm going to fuck her in the balcony.
It's a joke, man.
What part of her is the
People
balcony? That's what I want to know.
You gotta, I'm saying, you gotta go to like a hotel in a foreign city, a different city, and titties out on the balcony, fucking her on the balcony. You know what I'm saying? People riding by like, oh, there's some nice tits. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Build her self-esteem.
yeah. Like,
That's a good idea.
or I mean, what was your idea?
There's enough to go around in that category, my wife. Do something exciting with your partner. Something exciting. We'll go on like a different, like a trail that has like bears on it. That's it.
You've done it.
I know. That's what we've done.
Yellowstone.
And it says on here,
Road trips are always fun.
what reignites passion with long-term marriages? Do something exciting together. All it takes. Research did a 10-week study comparing yada yada yada. Do something exciting.
So, fucking on the balcony is exciting.
Hey, if that's exciting to you and that's
Would you
part
do
of your life,
Would you do it? If you were in
I am
Vegas,
45 years old. If I haven't fucked on the balcony sometime in my life, then
but you did it and it was spicy and fun,
I just don't talk about it because it's part of my past, and I'm more of a live in the now kind of person. So things
So
I
what
do
are
with
you
my
doing
current
tonight?
spouse, we don't get off on fucking on balconies.
we do
get
it at
off.
the park. I'm sorry.
Yes, Stacy, that's what we get off with. We like actually it's the bathrooms in
shit.
parks.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
The single one that has a little flap down. You can change
don't
your
mind
fit in
us.
there.
We're almost finished.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. Next one.
Think of death.
I think you should. It makes you stay alive.
See, and that's something that's a misconception of what's important. Staying alive isn't a necessity. That's not what you should get anxiety
No,
over.
when I say that, can I explain my answer?
Please.
So when I say that it makes you stay alive is if you're thinking of death, right? What did you do today that made a difference? I was literally sitting in my office chair today at work thinking, not office chair at work, but what would my son think of me or remember me by if I died? That's literally what I was sitting there thinking about. I was like, did I give him something non-material that will really be a lasting, long life impression like my dad did?
And that's one of those feelings that you need to deep dive into, because when you think of death, just like when you think of things that you're scared of, if that's what you're scared about dying is how your son's going to feel when you left, or if you left him with the right materials, then search why does that feel like it's important to you in comparison to something else about death that you might be fearful
Like
of.
I actually ended that brainstorming section next.
Yeah.
And that part of the brainstorming section was that it's so far into a technology age that I'm afraid I won't know how to connect with you when you're 16 because virtual reality is a lot of people's new reality. So how do I keep you away from it?
I would be looking forward to how many connect at 16. If you can't connect at 16, you didn't do your job before that, obviously. But it does say 9 minutes in this famous Stanford speech of Steve Jobs discusses the importance he placed on thinking about death during his life. So
he died young, didn't he?
Yeah, it was.
So he thought his way to it. Is what it sounds like to
it
me.
says, "Remembering that I'll be dead soon is the most important tool I've ever encountered to help me make the big choices of my life."
You can speak for that.
And I can speak for that because I need to make a doctor's appointment. I feel like I'm going to die soon, and I think about that all the fucking time. And that's fact. So I think about that when I make my decisions, and believe me, my decisions I make now are way different than they were 5 years ago.
That's right.
That's all I'm going to say.
He's pushing the envelope.
If you knew me 5 years ago, I think
you don't.
I think knowing that little fact will just go.
If you knew him 5 years ago,
definitely.
you don't know him.
Yeah. Think about death
That's
because it's going to happen, and it's not going to happen on the best day of the week. And if it was tomorrow, what would you have done differently today? I've said that before. Number 6, write. I don't know whether you're a writer or not.
Thoughts, feelings, what?
It says write. Writing has been shown to help people feel happier, lose weight, yada yada yada. It says write. So
damn, that's a lot of exercise in that right hand. To
writing.
Lose weight.
Maybe it makes you focus on the thought that you're having. You're losing weight in your wrist. I do that when I. Never mind. I'm writing. I'm writing.
I'm sorry. And he wanted my genuine reaction to these, and I'm giving them to him in case he don't know how to handle it.
7. Do a gratitude visit. You know what that is?
Yes, that's where you show up to somebody you're appreciative, thankful for, and you just tell them. I actually do that quite a bit. I call people randomly and let them know how much I fuck with them. I've done it to you before.
It's the best way to say thank you to someone who deserves it. It'll dramatically increase your happiness as well. And it's almost selfish in that sense. But then again, the enjoyment that the person gets out of it
This is
duly appreciated.
Crazy because we had a conversation I had with one of my friends this week, Brittany.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, she was like, I remember one of my love languages is acts of service, right? Or gift giving, right? You know this, I've given you shit. Like, there's just who I am. Like, when I like somebody, when I'm friends with you, I pay attention to what you like. I find something that you like, I give it to you. And we were going back and she was like, I always used to think that you wanted something. I'm like, no, that was my way of saying thank you for being a good friend. Right? It's a random act of gratitude. It doesn't make, like, it's never made me feel better giving you something. It made me feel better knowing that that's something you ain't stressing about, something you didn't think about, something you probably wouldn't have got for yourself if you were out. You know what I mean? Like little shit like that. But I can see that gratitude because I try to call my friends, me and JC, actually, I owe him a phone call and my guy Martin because I've been thinking about that.
So you agree that would be something that you should do then, the gratitude.
100%. I agree with that.
All right. And number 8, we got volunteer. It says volunteering has been shown
Fuck that, ain't shit in life free.
time and time again to increase happiness. So the best way to be selfish might be to be selfless.
You gave me fucking heartburn with that statement.
You'll probably inspire others
Free
to
labor.
do good too. Don't have time for this? Wrong. Giving your time to others makes you feel less time constrained.
Lies!
He said
That's
bullshit.
free labor.
Okay, de-stress.
This goes back to when we said smoke crack.
There are many ways you can do this. Talk to yourself, speak it into existence. We talked about that. Speak it into existence.
Mhm.
Lean back instead of leaning forward.
I do that at work when I'm on a stressful call. I'll notice if I'm really close on a computer, I'll lean back and it changes the whole flow of the call. I just relax, get chill.
Do you ever do this on the call? It says the very next sentence says, have more sex.
That's always been preached in my book. That's always been preached in my book. That would be in the first 10 sentences of Stacy's autobiography. What was his keys to good skin and a pretty smile? A lot of fucking.
A lot. Fornicating.
Hey, fornication.
Hardcore.
Hey, let's make a move.
Watch comedy. Spend more time with friends. Be compassionate.
I
Take
am a
fish
giver, Dick.
oil. Hey, take fish oil and stand up straight. God damn it. Like I told you a million times.
I've heard this fish oil shit before.
Plan a getaway is number 10. And that's so. And that's,
vacation is.
even though you live in the now, you always want to have something to
look forward to.
I like the term looking forward because I like appreciating the now. So maybe something to Look forward to. Yeah. How about that?
Are you fucking with me right now? I feel like I wouldn't have time. What did I just see that?
And I got this off of a website just so I can
Clickbait.
It's at no one's time. ClickandDebate.com. ClickandDebate.com.
No, it's. I think some of those are really
Lock
good
in the
advices,
studio.
but I think sometimes common sense is the most important. What I got from that list was take time for yourself.
You know what? Taking time for yourself is very, very important, especially when you find something that you like to do. Because
Yeah, you can't have sex alone. I didn't understand either, Siri. It's okay.
Siri, dude, let me know if you got one of these fucking watches. Let me know if Siri jumps into every goddamn conversation, even when you don't ask her to.
And Beavis was telling me a story. His phone got taken over with an iPhone. I was like, yeah, I think I need a different phone.
And also, after some update, it seems like all the time we'll look down and says, "Are you sure you want to pay using your Visa card?" I'm like, "No, get the fuck."
They're trying to gank us,
dude. I'm telling you,
it's always a fucking scam around here.
Man. I don't have no money to steal.
At all.
Spend it all on Bluebell ice cream.
Welcome to America. Ice cream and fornication.
Amen to that.
I'm Stacy.
I'm Casey.
You guys have a great fucking night.